On a sunny afternoon in a busy city, Judge Samuel Oliveira, known for his integrity and dedication to justice, was driving home after a long day of court work. While driving down a central avenue, he was unexpectedly stopped by a police officer on a routine traffic stop. The officer, identified as Officer John Miller, approached Samuel's vehicle in an aggressive and disrespectful manner, unaware that he was in front of a respected judge. The interaction quickly became tense, with Officer Miller making prejudiced insinuations and questioning the legitimacy of Samuel driving a luxury car. Despite the humiliation, Samuel remained calm and politely informed the officer of his identity and position. However, Officer Miller continued to treat him with disdain, until a passerby, who recognized the judge, began recording the scene with his cell phone. The video quickly spread across social media, generating public outrage and attracting media attention. The police administration was forced to act, launching an internal investigation into Officer Miller's conduct. The community rallied in support of Samuel, highlighting the importance of combating racial bias and promoting equality. The outcome of this incident was unexpected. Officer Miller, after reflecting on his actions and participating in an awareness program, publicly apologized to Samuel. The judge, in a gesture of reconciliation, accepted the apology and offered to collaborate on training initiatives for the police, aimed at building bridges between the communities and law enforcement. This event not only highlighted persistent racial tensions, but also served as a catalyst for positive change, promoting dialogue and mutual understanding. The fallout from the incident between Judge Samuel Oliveira and Officer John Miller triggered a series of events that deeply impacted the local community. City officials, moved by the situation, decided to implement new training policies for police officers, focused on empathy, diversity, and inclusion. Samuel, recognizing the opportunity to promote lasting change, became an active advocate for police reform. He began to participate in lectures and workshops, sharing his experience and emphasizing the importance of treating all citizens with respect and dignity, regardless of their racial background or social status. Inspired by Samuel's conciliatory approach, the community organized a series of community meetings designed to foster dialogue between citizens and law enforcement. These meetings served as a safe space for people to express their concerns, share experiences, and work together to find solutions. Over time, the city began to notice a positive change in the relationship between the police and the community. There was a decrease in reports of racial profiling and an increase in public trust in law enforcement. Samuel's example and Miller's transformation came to be seen as a model for how difficult situations can be turned into opportunities for growth and mutual understanding. The story of Samuel and Miller not only left a lasting legacy in their city, but also inspired other communities to follow a similar path of reconciliation and progress. Thus, the incident that initially seemed to be yet another example of racial injustice ended up becoming a symbol of hope and positive change. As time went on, the story of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller gained notoriety beyond the city's borders, drawing the attention of national organizations working to promote civil rights and reform police practices. These organizations began to use the case as a case study at conferences and seminars, highlighting the importance of dialogue and education as tools to combat prejudice and discrimination. Samuel, now respected not only as a judge but also as a community leader and human rights advocate, was invited to participate in panel discussions in various parts of the country. He shared his experience and vision on how to create a more just and inclusive society, inspiring many to get involved in similar causes in their own communities. Officer John Miller, in turn, became an advocate for change within his own institution. He worked to implement mentoring programs for new recruits, helping them understand the importance of building relationships based on respect and trust with the community they serve. The unexpected partnership between Samuel and John became a powerful testament to the potential for personal and social transformation. Together, they demonstrated that even in the face of adversity, paths to reconciliation and progress can be found. The city, once marked by racial tensions, was now seen as an example of how empathy and collaboration can overcome divisions and build a better future for all. In this way, what began as a painful experience evolved into a narrative of hope and renewal, proving that meaningful change can occur when individuals and communities come together with a common purpose of justice and equality. As the years passed, the transformation initiated by Samuel Oliveira and John Miller continued to bear significant fruit. The city, now seen as a model of peaceful coexistence and collaboration between different groups, began to attract international attention. Researchers and activists from around the world visited the community to learn from its innovative practices of social integration and police reform. Local schools incorporated Samuel and John's story into their curricula, using it as an educational tool to teach young people about the importance of mutual respect, empathy, and the importance of combating prejudice. Exchange programs were created, allowing students from other regions to visit the city and experience the environment of inclusion and dialogue firsthand. Inspired by the positive impact of the changes, the city government invested in more community initiatives, such as cultural centers and community spaces, that promoted diversity and encouraged active citizen participation in local issues. These actions helped to strengthen the sense of belonging and social cohesion among residents. In addition, the collaboration between Samuel and John inspired the creation of a foundation dedicated to promoting social justice and developing community leaders. The foundation provided workshops, training, and resources for individuals and organizations committed to promoting equality and human rights in their own communities. Samuel and John's story continues to be told as an example of how courage and a willingness to engage in dialogue can transform conflict situations into opportunities for growth and unity. They demonstrated that even in the midst of significant challenges, it is possible to build bridges and create a lasting legacy of peace and justice. Thus, the impact of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's journey transcended borders, inspiring a new generation of leaders committed to building a more just and inclusive world for all. The foundation created by Samuel Oliveira and John Miller quickly became a reference point for social justice initiatives. With the support of donations and partnerships with international organizations, the foundation expanded its activities beyond the city's borders, extending its programs to other communities facing similar challenges. One of the foundation's most successful initiatives was the Community Dialogues program, which brought together citizens, police officers, community leaders, and young people in roundtables to discuss local issues and seek collaborative solutions. These meetings not only helped resolve conflicts, but also strengthened ties between different groups in society. The foundation also launched a scholarship program for young people interested in pursuing careers in law, social services, and public safety, with a goal of training a new generation of professionals committed to justice and equality. Recipients of these scholarships were encouraged to return to their communities and apply the knowledge they had acquired to promote positive change. The impact of Samuel and John's actions was recognized at several international conferences, where they were invited to share their experiences and insights. Their story has been adapted into books and documentaries, serving as a source of inspiration for people around the world. Over time, the city continued to prosper, reaping the benefits of a more just and inclusive society. Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's story of overcoming and reconciliation remains alive, reminding everyone that, regardless of the difficulties, it is possible to transform the world around us through dialogue, empathy, and a commitment to justice. Thus, Samuel and John's legacy has lived on, not only as a local narrative of change, but as a universal symbol of hope and transformation, inspiring concrete action towards a more equitable and harmonious future for all. The continued expansion of the Foundation's activities has been reflected in a series of new projects that seek to address emerging social issues, such as economic inequality, access to quality education, and digital inclusion. Samuel Oliveira and John Miller, now recognized leaders in the field of social justice, have dedicated themselves to creating partnerships with technology companies and universities to offer digital skills training and training programs for young people from underserved communities. These programs have not only improved employment prospects for many participants, but have also empowered young people to become agents of change in their own communities. The Foundation has hosted hackathons and innovation competitions. Social, encouraging creative solutions to local problems and providing a platform for young people's voices to be heard. In addition, the Foundation worked closely with local governments to implement more inclusive and equitable public policies. Samuel and John actively participated in advisory committees, offering their perspectives and experiences to help shape legislation that promoted social justice and equal opportunities. The Foundation's influence also extended to the international stage, where it collaborated with non-governmental organizations and United Nations agencies on sustainable development and human rights projects. Samuel and John's community-centered, solutions-oriented approach became a model that could be replicated in many parts of the world. Over time, the city that was the starting point for this transformation became a destination for international leaders and students who wanted to learn from their example. Annual conferences on social justice and innovation were held, attracting participants from various cultures and fostering a rich exchange of ideas and experiences. The legacy of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has continued to inspire generations, reminding everyone that real change begins with the courage to confront prejudice and the determination to build a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Their story remains a powerful testament to the lasting impact that committed individuals can have in creating a more just and inclusive society. As the years have passed, the story of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has emerged as not only a local example, but a global milestone in the fight for justice and equality. The foundation they established has evolved into an international network of organizations dedicated to advancing human rights and strengthening communities. One of the Foundation's most ambitious projects was the creation of a Center for Research and Social Innovation, which brought together academics, activists, and community leaders from around the world to develop effective strategies to combat discrimination and promote inclusion. This center has become a beacon of knowledge, publishing studies, organizing conferences, and offering trainings that have empowered thousands of people to implement change in their own communities. In addition, Samuel and John continued to travel the world, sharing their experiences at universities, international forums, and community events. Their lectures inspired many to reflect on the role of each person in building a more just society and the importance of individual and collective action to address complex social challenges. Samuel and John's hometown, which had already become a symbol of progress and unity, was chosen to host an important annual gathering of global leaders committed to social justice. This event not only celebrated their achievements, but also served as a platform to discuss new approaches and renew commitment to the cause. Over time, the impact of Samuel and John's journey has transcended generations, inspiring young people to actively engage in their communities and believe in the power of social change. Success stories of individuals and communities who followed their example. Examples began to emerge in different parts of the world, reinforcing the idea that change is possible when there is courage, empathy, and determination. Thus, the legacy of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has endured as a beacon of hope and a constant reminder that, even in the face of adversity, it is possible to build a more equitable and inclusive future for all. Their story continues to be told and celebrated, motivating action in favor of a world where justice and equality are realities for every individual. Over time, the story of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has become an integral part of school curricula and human rights training programs around the world. Educators use their experience as a practical example of how empathy and dialogue can overcome seemingly insurmountable barriers. The foundation they created expanded its operations to include cultural exchange programs, allowing young people from different backgrounds and nationalities to share their experiences and learn from each other. These exchanges not only promoted intercultural understanding, but also helped to build global networks of solidarity and cooperation. In addition, the Foundation launched a series of initiatives focused on mental health and well-being, recognizing that emotional and psychological support is essential to building resilient communities. Workshops and seminars were organized to train community leaders in mental health practices, ensuring that all community members had access to the resources they needed to thrive. The Foundation's impact has been widely recognized, with Samuel and John receiving numerous international awards for their contributions to social justice and human rights. However, they have always emphasized that their true success lies in the tangible changes they have helped to bring about in people's lives and communities around the world. Samuel and John's story has inspired a new generation of leaders to continue the fight for a more just and inclusive world. Young activists, inspired by their example, have begun to create their own initiatives and become involved in social movements, carrying forward the torch of justice and equality. Thus, the legacy of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has continued to grow, serving as a constant reminder that with determination and compassion, it is possible to transform the world into a place where everyone, regardless of their background or identity, can live with dignity and respect. Their story lives on, inspiring continued action toward a better future for all. Over the years, the influence of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has become deeply rooted in numerous social movements around the world. Their narrative of resilience and collaboration has become a catalyst for new initiatives to promote equity and respect among different cultures and ethnicities. The foundation expanded its activities, opening learning centers in various regions where local communities could come together to share knowledge and develop innovative solutions to specific social challenges. These centers served as incubators for social projects, providing resources and support so that promising ideas could flourish. One of the most impactful programs was the creation of a digital platform that connected activists and community leaders globally, enabling them to share experiences and successful strategies. This virtual network facilitated international collaborations, uniting efforts to address issues such as economic inequality, systemic racism, and social exclusion. Samuel and John continued to serve as mentors and advisors to emerging young leaders, offering guidance and support as they navigated the complexities of social activism. They emphasized the importance of approaches based on active listening and a deep understanding of the needs and aspirations of communities. In addition, the city where it all began became an educational tourist destination, attracting visitors interested in learning about the processes of reconciliation and peace-building. Guided tours and workshops offered visitors an in-depth look at the transformations that had occurred and how they could be applied in other contexts. The lasting impact of Samuel and John's story is evident in the countless lives that were touched and transformed by their actions. They left a legacy of hope and resilience, showing that with courage and commitment, it is possible to create a world where justice and equality prevail. Their story continues to be a beacon of inspiration, illuminating the path to a more harmonious and inclusive future. As the foundation continued to expand its operations, it launched a series of educational initiatives aimed at empowering marginalized communities. Leadership courses, mentoring programs, and civil rights workshops were implemented in several locations, empowering individuals to become agents of change in their own regions. The digital platform, which had connected activists globally, evolved to include a virtual library of resources, providing case studies, advocacy tools, and educational materials in multiple languages. This allowed communities around the world to access valuable knowledge and adapt effective strategies to their local realities. Samuel and John also engaged in partnerships with universities and research institutions, promoting studies on the impacts of inclusive policies and social justice practices. These efforts resulted in the publication of numerous articles and books that served as references for policymakers and educators. In recognition of their ongoing work, the foundation began organizing an annual Social Justice Award, which celebrated individuals and organizations that demonstrated exceptional commitment to advancing equality and human rights. This award ceremony not only highlighted notable achievements, but also inspired others to take positive action. Samuel and John's hometown, now a symbol of transformation and hope, regularly hosted international conferences focused on social innovation and reconciliation. These events attracted participants from diverse backgrounds, creating a space for the exchange of ideas and the strengthening of collaborative networks. The lasting impact of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has continued to reverberate, inspiring new generations to strive for a more just world. Their story of courage and determination remains a powerful testament to what is possible when people come together for a common goal. Their legacy is a constant reminder that in the face of challenges, change is both feasible and necessary to build a future where everyone can thrive with dignity and respect. As the years have progressed, the foundation has expanded its scope of work to include initiatives focused on environmental sustainability, recognizing the interconnection between social justice and environmental preservation. Educational programs on sustainable practices and reforestation projects have been implemented in vulnerable communities, promoting harmonious coexistence between people and nature. Collaboration with indigenous and traditional communities has brought a new dimension to the foundation's work, integrating ancestral knowledge about environmental conservation with modern approaches. This partnership has not only strengthened the protection of local ecosystems, but also valued and preserved cultures rich in wisdom and history. Samuel and John's influence has extended to the political realm, where they began working with governments to develop inclusive public policies that reflect the values of equality and justice. They have served on advisory committees and contributed to the drafting of legislation aimed at reducing social disparities and promoting equitable opportunities for all. The foundation has also launched global awareness campaigns, using social media and digital platforms to spread messages of inclusion and respect. These campaigns have reached millions of people, raising awareness of issues of discrimination and encouraging active participation in building more just societies. In recognition of the transformative impact of their actions, Samuel and John have received invitations to speak at prestigious international events, where they have shared their experiences and inspired leaders in diverse fields to adopt compassionate and inclusive approaches in their practices. The legacy of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has continued to grow, fueled by the passion and dedication of all those touched by their story. They left a world more aware and committed to justice, proving that collaboration and empathy are powerful forces for change. Their journey is a timeless source of inspiration, reminding us that together we can overcome challenges and create a future where dignity and respect are inalienable rights for all human beings. The story of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has, over time, become an emblematic narrative of how unity and determination can affect profound and lasting change. As the foundation continued to grow, it became a model for organizations around the world seeking to advance social justice and environmental sustainability. The foundation invested in innovative technologies to facilitate access to education and basic resources in remote communities. Partnerships with technology companies resulted in the development of apps and platforms that offered free online courses, connecting students to learning opportunities that were previously out of reach. In addition, the foundation launched an international scholarship program, enabling young people from diverse backgrounds to study at renowned institutions around the world. This not only broadened the perspectives of these young people, but also brought new ideas and approaches to their home communities. Samuel and John also dedicated themselves to personalized mentorship, working directly with community leaders and young activists to help them develop their leadership skills and implement local projects. This hands-on approach ensured that the foundation's impact was deeply rooted and sustainable. The city that was the birthplace of this transformation became a hub for social innovation, attracting researchers, students, and activists from around the world. Each year, it hosted a social justice festival, where people from different cultures came together to celebrate achievements, share stories, and plan new initiatives. Samuel and John's work was recognized with numerous awards and honors, but they always emphasized that true success lay in transformed lives and strengthened communities. They continued to inspire generations, showing that true leadership is servant leadership, and that change begins with small steps taken with courage and conviction. Thus, the legacy of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller endures as a beacon of hope and determination, reminding us that through collaboration and mutual respect, we can build a more just and inclusive world for all. Their story continues to inspire action and foster a spirit of global solidarity, ensuring that their achievements will resonate for many years to come. Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's influence transcended borders, inspiring a global network of social justice advocates who adopted their practices and principles. This network, comprised of individuals and organizations, dedicated itself to addressing contemporary challenges such as digital inequality, the climate crisis, and forced migration. The foundation established a cultural exchange program, allowing young leaders from different countries to visit communities where the foundation worked, fostering a rich exchange of experiences and strategies. These exchanges not only broadened horizons, but also created bonds of friendship and cooperation that have endured over time. In addition, Samuel and John promoted the creation of an advisory board composed of leaders from diverse fields, including education, health, technology, and the environment. This board met regularly to discuss emerging trends and propose innovative solutions to complex problems, ensuring that the foundation remained at the forefront of social issues. The foundation also released a series of documentaries and publications that told stories of transformation and resilience, amplifying the voices of communities that were often ignored. These materials served as educational tools, raising awareness of the realities faced by many and inspiring concrete action. Over time, the city where it all began became a symbol of hope and resilience, attracting visitors from around the world who wanted to learn from its example. It was recognized as a model of a sustainable and inclusive city, with public policies that reflected the values of justice and equality promoted by Samuel and John. The journey of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller continues to be an inexhaustible source of inspiration, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, it is possible to build a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Their legacy is living proof that change. It begins with the courage to dream and the determination to act, and that together we can create a brighter and more just future for all. The trajectory of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller has established itself as a paradigmatic example of social transformation, influencing public policies and inspiring initiatives in various sectors. The impact of their work has been felt not only in local communities, but also in international forums, where their innovative approaches have often been cited as models of success. Over the years, the foundation has expanded its activities to include partnerships with international organizations, collaborating on large-scale projects aimed at eradicating poverty and promoting inclusive education. These projects often involve the construction of essential infrastructure, such as schools and community centers, in underserved regions. One of the foundation's most notable achievements was the creation of a research institute dedicated to the study of social justice and sustainability practices. This institute has attracted academics and researchers from around the world, who have worked together to develop evidence-based solutions to global challenges. Samuel and John were also instrumental in fostering interfaith and intercultural dialogue, organizing conferences and workshops that brought together leaders from diverse traditions to discuss and promote peace and mutual understanding. These gatherings helped build bridges between communities, fostering a spirit of cooperation and respect. Samuel and John's hometown, recognized as a beacon of social innovation, became a destination for students and professionals seeking to learn from their successful practices. Internship and volunteer programs were created to allow people from around the world to contribute to and learn from local initiatives. Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's legacy continues to inspire action toward a more just and sustainable world. Their story is a powerful reminder that with vision and determination, it is possible to overcome barriers and create lasting impact. They teach us that real change begins with the courage to imagine a better future and the commitment to work tirelessly to make it happen. The impact of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's work has continued across generations, with the foundation becoming an epicenter of social innovation and an example of how collaboration can transform societies. As the foundation has grown, it has continued to adapt to emerging needs, incorporating new technologies and methodologies to maximize its reach and effectiveness. One significant advancement has been the implementation of artificial intelligence and data analytics platforms to identify areas of greatest need and allocate resources more effectively. This has enabled the foundation to respond quickly to crises and implement tailored solutions for different communities, ensuring that interventions are both effective and sustainable. The foundation has also focused on expanding access to healthcare by establishing mobile clinics and telemedicine programs in remote areas. These initiatives have not only improved the physical health of communities, but have also promoted mental and emotional well-being. Emotional, recognizing the importance of a holistic approach to human development. Education continued to be a priority, with the foundation investing in educational technologies that made learning more accessible and engaging. Partnerships with technology companies resulted in the development of educational apps and e-learning platforms that allowed students of all ages to learn in an interactive and personalized way. In addition, the foundation maintained its commitment to climate justice by supporting renewable energy projects and sustainable agricultural practices. These initiatives helped communities adapt to climate change while promoting the conservation of natural resources. Samuel and John's influence continued to be celebrated at annual events that brought together leaders from around the world to share innovations and discuss strategies for addressing global challenges. These events served as a space for reflection and recommitment, inspiring new leaders to follow in Samuel and John's footsteps. The legacy of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller remains a testament to the power of collective action and the human capacity to create a more just and equitable world. Her story continues to inspire and guide those who believe in the possibility of a future where everyone, regardless of their background, can live with dignity and opportunity. As the foundation continued to expand its impact, it began to focus on initiatives that promoted digital inclusion, recognizing the importance of connectivity in an increasingly interconnected world. Programs were developed to provide access to the internet and technology devices in underserved communities, empowering individuals with the tools they needed to participate in the digital economy. These efforts resulted in the creation of community technology hubs, where youth and adults could learn essential digital skills, from basic coding to digital marketing. These hubs became vibrant meeting places where ideas were exchanged and new projects were incubated, generating local economic opportunities. In addition, the foundation launched a series of initiatives aimed at empowering women and girls, recognizing that gender equality is fundamental to sustainable development. Mentoring programs, leadership workshops, and access to microcredits enabled women entrepreneurs to start and grow their businesses, contributing to the economic growth of their communities. Samuel and John's influence also extended to the arts and culture, with the foundation sponsoring festivals, exhibitions, and educational programs that celebrated cultural diversity. These initiatives not only enriched the cultural life of communities, but also fostered dialogue and understanding between different social groups. Samuel and John's hometown became a cultural and intellectual hub, attracting artists, scholars, and innovators from around the world. It became a living example of how diversity and inclusion can drive creativity and innovation, and served as an inspiration to other cities seeking revitalization. On the international stage, the foundation continued to be active in global forums, advocating for policies that promoted social and environmental justice. Its voice was respected and influential, helping to shape international agendas and ensuring that issues of equity and sustainability remained at the center of discussions. As the foundation continued its growth and impact, Samuel and John remained deeply involved, always seeking new ways to expand its reach and effectiveness. They continued to inspire a new generation of leaders, showing that with passion and commitment, it is possible to tackle the most complex challenges and create a more just future for all. Their story was still evolving, with many chapters to come, each bringing new opportunities and challenges to overcome. As the years passed, Samuel and John's foundation increasingly became a global leader in social innovation and sustainable development. Inspired by the success of their previous initiatives, they decided to explore new frontiers, focusing on emerging issues that required urgent attention. One such area was the refugee crisis, which was intensifying in many parts of the world. The foundation launched specific programs to support refugees and migrants, offering everything from immediate assistance such as shelter and food to long-term initiatives such as education and job integration. These programs were developed in partnership with international organizations and local governments, ensuring that solutions were culturally sensitive and sustainable. In addition, the foundation began investing in climate change research, collaborating with scientists and universities to develop innovative technologies that could mitigate the effects of global warming. Clean energy projects such as solar and wind farms were implemented in vulnerable regions, providing affordable energy and reducing dependence on fossil fuels. In the health field, the foundation expanded its mobile clinics and telemedicine programs, incorporating technological advances such as artificial intelligence for more accurate diagnoses and personalized treatments. These innovations significantly improved the quality of healthcare in remote communities, saving lives and strengthening local health systems. Education continued to be a central pillar of the foundation's activities. New partnerships with e-learning platforms and educational institutions enabled the creation of adaptable curricula that met the specific needs of different communities. These curricula included not only traditional subjects, but also 21st-century skills such as critical thinking, problem-solving, and collaboration. Meanwhile, Samuel and John maintained their commitment to intercultural and interfaith dialogue, organizing annual conferences that brought together leaders from around the world to discuss peace, justice, and development. These events not only fostered the exchange of ideas, but also created networks of support and collaboration that transcended borders. Samuel and John's hometown, now a symbol of social transformation, continued to attract visitors and scholars eager to learn from their successful model. It had become a living laboratory of innovation, where new ideas were tested and refined before being implemented on a global scale. While the journey of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller was still ongoing, the impact of their actions had already left an indelible mark on the world. They showed that with vision, courage, and collaboration, it is possible to tackle humanity's most pressing challenges and build a future where everyone can thrive. The next chapter in their story promised to be as inspiring and transformative as the previous ones, with new opportunities and challenges waiting to be explored. Over time, Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's foundation has become a catalyst for change on a global scale, influencing public policy and inspiring social movements on several continents. Their innovative and holistic approach has proven effective in tackling complex challenges such as social inequality, the climate crisis, and forced migration. One of the Foundation's most recent initiatives was the launch of a global youth leadership program, which aimed to identify and empower the next generation of social leaders. The program offered intensive training in areas such as governance, sustainability, and social innovation, as well as networking opportunities with established leaders and mentors from a variety of fields. Graduates of this program quickly made a name for themselves in their communities, initiating projects ranging from social startups to implementing innovative public policies. These young leaders brought new perspectives and energy, helping to expand the Foundation's reach and impact. In addition, the Foundation expanded its activities in the field of environmental justice, developing projects that combined biodiversity conservation with sustainable economic development. Partnerships with indigenous and local communities were key to the success of these initiatives, ensuring that solutions were culturally appropriate and ecologically viable. Internationally, the Foundation collaborated with multilateral organizations to promote policies that integrated social and environmental justice, influencing global treaties and agreements. Samuel and John frequently participated in international summits, where their ideas and experiences were highly valued. Samuel and John's hometown continued to flourish as a center of excellence in social innovation, attracting visitors from around the world who came to study their successful model. The city became an example of how collaboration between the public, private, and community sectors can create a vibrant and resilient environment. Meanwhile, the Foundation invested in emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and blockchain to increase the transparency and efficiency of its projects. These technologies enabled the creation of platforms that facilitated citizen participation and monitoring of initiatives, strengthening governance and social responsibility. Samuel and John, even after so many years of dedication, remained deeply involved in the work of the Foundation, always looking for new ways to expand its impact. They continued to inspire a new generation of leaders, showing that real change is possible when working with passion, integrity, and collaboration. The future promised new challenges and opportunities, but with Samuel and John's vision and leadership, the Foundation was well positioned to continue its mission of creating a more sustainable world, fair and sustainable for all. The next chapter of its history was just beginning, with promises of even more transformative innovations on the horizon. As Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's Foundation advanced its mission, a new era of social innovation began to take shape. They realized that to address global challenges even more effectively, they would need to integrate emerging technologies more deeply into their operations and strategies. One of their areas of focus was digital education. The Foundation launched a global online learning platform that offered free courses in multiple languages, covering topics ranging from sustainability and social entrepreneurship to data science and artificial intelligence. This platform not only democratized access to knowledge, but also connected students and professionals from different parts of the world, fostering a global community of collaborative learning. In addition, the Foundation was actively involved in the development of smart cities, collaborating with local governments to implement technological solutions that would improve the quality of urban life. These included more efficient public transportation systems, green infrastructure, and renewable energy networks, all designed to create more sustainable and livable urban environments. In the healthcare field, the Foundation explored the potential of digital health technologies, such as wearable devices and health monitoring apps, to improve access to and quality of healthcare in remote communities. These innovations allowed people to monitor their health conditions in real time and receive personalized medical advice, reducing the burden on local healthcare systems. Meanwhile, Samuel and John continued to promote the importance of intercultural dialogue and international cooperation. They organized a series of global conferences that brought together leaders from diverse fields to discuss innovative solutions to the world's most pressing challenges. These events not only generated new ideas, but also strengthened global collaboration networks. Samuel and John's hometown, now a model of resilience and innovation, continued to attract international attention. It became a destination for students, researchers, and leaders from around the world who wanted to learn from their successful practices and apply that knowledge in their own communities. With each new project and initiative, the foundation reinforced its commitment to creating a more equitable and sustainable world. Samuel and John, with their visionary leadership, continued to inspire those around them, showing that with determination and collaboration, it is possible to overcome any challenge and build a better future for all. The future of the foundation looked bright, with countless possibilities for positive impact on the horizon. The journey was far from over, and Samuel and John were determined to continue leading the way, always looking for new ways to transform the world and improve the lives of people in every corner of the globe. As the Samuel Oliveira and John Miller Foundation continued to expand its reach and impact, they began exploring new strategic partnerships with technology companies and non-governmental organizations. These collaborations were instrumental in leveraging resources and expertise that allowed the foundation to implement projects on an even larger scale. One of the most ambitious projects was the creation of a global social innovation network, which connected social entrepreneurs, academics, investors, and policymakers. This network served as a platform for sharing best practices, developing collaborative solutions, and mobilizing resources to address social and environmental challenges. With the support of this network, the foundation was able to accelerate the implementation of projects in areas such as food security, access to clean water, and inclusive education. In addition, the foundation stepped up its research and development efforts, establishing an innovation center dedicated to creating sustainable and inclusive technologies. This center brought together scientists, engineers, and innovators from different disciplines to work on solutions that could be scaled globally. Projects developed included low-cost water purification technologies, vertical farming systems, and clean energy solutions for off-grid communities. In the field of education, the foundation introduced exchange programs that allowed students from different countries and cultures to study and collaborate on joint projects. These programs not only enriched participants' educational experience, but also fostered intercultural understanding and international cooperation. Meanwhile, Samuel and John continued to be vocal in international forums, advocating for policies that promoted equity and sustainability. They were frequently invited to speak at global conferences, where they shared insights on the importance of cross-sector collaboration and social innovation in addressing 21st century challenges. Samuel and John's hometown, already known as an epicenter of innovation and resilience, began to attract significant investment in sustainable infrastructure and economic development. This created new job opportunities and improved the quality of life for residents, further cementing the city as a model for sustainable development. As the foundation looked to the future, Samuel and John were determined to ensure that their legacy of positive impact continued to grow. They were committed to empowering the next generation of social and environmental leaders, providing them with the tools and support they needed to advance the foundation's mission. With each new step, the foundation moved closer to its goal of creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive in harmony with the environment. Samuel and John's journey was a continuing inspiration, showing that with vision, courage, and collaboration, it is possible to turn challenges into opportunities and build a better future for all. As the foundation continued to evolve, Samuel Oliveira and John Miller realized the importance of involving local communities more deeply in their projects. They believed that true impact could only be achieved if communities themselves were the protagonists of the changes they wanted to see. To this end, the foundation began to adopt a co-creation approach to its projects, involving community members from the planning stage through to the implementation of the project. Implementation and evaluation. This not only ensured that solutions were tailored to local needs and contexts, but also strengthened a sense of ownership and responsibility among participants. One example of this approach was the development of sustainable agriculture initiatives in regions affected by food insecurity. Working side by side with local farmers, the foundation helped introduce regenerative agricultural practices that increased productivity while restoring soil health and preserving biodiversity. These projects not only improved food security but also created new economic opportunities for communities. In addition, the foundation launched a series of microfinance programs that provided financial support and training to small-scale entrepreneurs. These programs were particularly successful in empowering women and youth, enabling them to start and grow businesses that met local needs and contributed to economic development. In the area of technology, the foundation invested in digital literacy initiatives, providing training in essential technology skills to people of all ages. This ranged from basic computer courses to advanced coding and application development programs. By empowering individuals with these skills, the foundation helped to bridge the digital divide and create new employment opportunities in rapidly changing economies. Meanwhile, Samuel and John continued to inspire and mobilize global leaders in their mission to advance social and environmental justice. They participated in international summits and worked closely with governments and multilateral organizations to influence policies and practices that promoted sustainability and equity. Samuel and John's hometown, now a thriving hub of innovation and collaboration, continued to attract visitors and investors from around the world. It had become a living example of how collective action and shared vision can transform communities and create a brighter future. With each new project and initiative, the foundation reaffirmed its commitment to creating a more just and sustainable world. Samuel and John, with their visionary leadership and tireless dedication, continued to inspire a new generation of leaders and innovators, showing that together, it is possible to tackle the most complex challenges and build a future where everyone can thrive. As the foundation of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller continued to expand its global initiatives, they began to explore new areas of impact, recognizing that the challenges of the modern world required increasingly integrated and innovative approaches. One such area was mental health, a topic that was gaining global attention due to its significant impact on the well-being of communities. The foundation launched mental health awareness and support programs, working with experts to develop accessible and culturally sensitive resources. Community support centers were established, offering counseling and emotional support services, and educational campaigns were launched to reduce the stigma associated with mental health issues. In addition, the foundation began investing in augmented and virtual reality technologies to create immersive educational experiences. These technologies were used in schools and training centers to enrich learning, making it more interactive and engaging. This not only improved educational outcomes but also sparked students' interest in fields such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. In the environmental sphere, the foundation stepped up its efforts to restore degraded ecosystems. Reforestation and biodiversity conservation projects were implemented in partnership with local communities and environmental organizations. These initiatives not only helped mitigate the effects of climate change, but also created green jobs and strengthened communities' resilience to natural disasters. Samuel and John also recognized the importance of fostering social innovation at the local level. To this end, the foundation established social impact incubators in several regions, supporting social entrepreneurs who were developing creative solutions to local problems. These incubators provided seed funding, mentorship, and access to networks of experts, helping to transform promising ideas into concrete, sustainable projects. Meanwhile, Samuel and John's hometown continued to be a beacon of hope and innovation. International events were regularly hosted in the city, attracting thinkers, leaders, and innovators from around the world to discuss and share solutions to global challenges. The city had become a symbol of how collaboration and shared vision can transform communities and inspire change on a global scale. With each new initiative, the foundation reinforced its commitment to creating a more just, sustainable, and inclusive world. Samuel and John, with their tireless spirit and dedication to the cause, continued to lead by example, inspiring a new generation of leaders to follow in their footsteps and believe in the power of collective action to build a better future for all. As Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's foundation continued to grow and diversify its initiatives, they began to further integrate science and technology into their projects, recognizing the importance of these areas in addressing global challenges effectively and sustainably. One of the most promising innovations was the use of artificial intelligence, AI, to optimize the distribution of resources in underserved communities. The foundation developed algorithms that analyzed real-time data to identify areas most in need of assistance, allowing for more efficient allocation of food, medicine, and other essential supplies. This approach not only improved the effectiveness of aid programs, but also reduced waste and increased the positive impact on the communities served. In addition, the foundation explored the potential of biotechnology to solve critical environmental problems. In partnership with universities and research institutes, it developed bioengineering projects aimed at restoring degraded ecosystems and promoting biodiversity. These projects ranged from creating genetically modified plants to withstand extreme weather conditions to using microorganisms to clean up polluted environments. In the field of education, the foundation launched a series of hackathons and innovation competitions that encouraged young talent to develop creative solutions to social and environmental problems. These events not only sparked young people's interest in science and technology, but also generated innovative ideas that were incorporated into the foundation's projects. Samuel and John also recognized the importance of strengthening international collaboration networks. They fostered the creation of global alliances between non-governmental organizations, companies and governments, facilitating the exchange of knowledge and resources. These alliances allowed the foundation to expand its reach and impact, implementing projects in new regions and addressing a wider range of challenges. Meanwhile, Samuel and John's hometown continued to flourish as a center of excellence in social innovation and sustainability. The city became a destination for international conferences, workshops and exchange programs, attracting visitors from around the world interested in learning from its successful practices and applying this knowledge in their own communities. With each new project and initiative, the foundation reaffirmed its commitment to building a more just and sustainable world. Samuel and John, with their visionary leadership and tireless dedication, continued to inspire those around them, showing that with innovation, collaboration, and determination, it is possible to turn challenges into opportunities and create a future where everyone can thrive. As Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's foundation reached new heights of success and global impact, they began to reflect on the legacy they would leave for future generations. Recognizing that the true success of their mission depended on continuity and adaptation to changing world conditions, they decided to take steps to ensure the long-term sustainability of their initiatives. Samuel and John established an advisory board comprised of emerging leaders from diverse backgrounds, including young innovators, academics, and local community representatives. This board was tasked with guiding the foundation in adapting its strategies and projects to changing needs and challenges. By empowering the next generation of leaders, they ensured that the foundation's vision and values would continue to thrive. In addition, the foundation established a social investment fund, which aimed to finance innovative and sustainable projects around the world. This fund allowed the foundation to expand its impact, supporting a range of initiatives addressing issues such as climate change, social inequality, and public health. With an outcomes-focused approach, the fund ensured that resources were allocated effectively, generating tangible benefits for the communities it served. Meanwhile, Samuel and John's hometown continued to be a shining example of resilience and innovation. The city became a hub of learning and collaboration, attracting students, researchers, and leaders from around the world seeking inspiration and knowledge. The sustainable practices implemented in the city served as a model for other communities, demonstrating the power of collective action and shared vision. As Samuel and John prepared to pass the baton to the next generation of leaders, they reflected on the foundation's accomplishments and the lasting impact it had had on the world. They were confident that with the solid foundation they had laid, the foundation would continue to thrive and inspire positive change for years to come. The outcome of Samuel Oliveira and John Miller's story is a testament to the power of collaboration, innovation, and dedication. Their journey inspired thousands of people around the world to believe that with vision and collective effort, it is possible to tackle the most complex challenges and build a better future for all. With a legacy of lasting impact, The foundation stands as a beacon of hope and transformation, guiding future generations in their quest for a more just and sustainable world. What did you learn from today's story? Write to us in the comments. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. This other video on your screen will also entertain you.